Hello and welcome to the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League, live tonight from Spa in Belgium for race 8 of this season. Looking forward to a very exciting race tonight. I've got Alec Martinez in the booth here with me. Alec, how are you feeling about tonight's event?
I'm feeling good, man. Excited to see how they're going to race here at Spa, and really different track than what we had last week at Long Beach in California, in the U.S., I should say. Coming out here to Belgium, and we see a long straightaways and a much bigger track that we're going to be racing on. And of course, going into this weekend, or this week, I should say, the big picture that we've had the entire year. Steve Ficacci, Christopher Hill, these guys have been going at it all year, I should say. Even when we weren't broadcasting, these two trading spots back and forth for that points lead, and now only 4 points separating the two, with only this race and then 2 more races at Sonoma, and then out to the Red Bull Ring on the 17th of February. I don't know, man. I'm getting really excited for the end of this season. It's gonna get wild, but let me tell you, tonight, what I'm seeing, Darren Treacle is going to be a guy we're going to need to look at. Fastest in practice and fastest in qualifying right now. About 10th and a half, almost 2/10 faster than Christopher Hill here, but it's all about that start and that draft down the Camel Straight.
Yeah, 40-minute race tonight. A lot of corners at this racetrack. 21 corners to be exact. 4.35 miles here at Circuit des Spa, Francorchamps, and it's going to be easy to make mistakes. There are some iconic corners, some iconic straightaways as well. Looking forward to some big moments tonight as Christopher Hill across the stripe, trying to top his best lap. Is not going to be able to beat Darren Treacle to the top spot here in qualifying. As we pull up the qualifying ticker there, you can see 0.23 seconds faster. Darren Treacle currently holding on to provisional pole. Couple new drivers coming out tonight. We've got a good size field, and that is great to see.
Yeah, I think it's the record for these guys here for the series. So excited to see. Remember, 28 cars. More cars, the better for series, and the better for our entertainment, I should say. More battles on track. So looking forward to that. Hats off to Darren Treacle. I think that's his first. I'm not sure. I don't want to speak too soon, but I think that might be his first pole this season. So hats off to him. At least the first pole that we've been able to have the broadcast with. So congrats to him. For the first time in a while, I would say, that's not having Steve Ficacci or Christopher Hill starting first. So that could play a big role on how this championship points battle is fought. So I'm looking forward to this, man. It's exciting. Hope all the viewers are excited for this race as well. I think you guys are going to be in for a good treat.
Yeah, I think so as well. The top 3 in qualifying, the top 3 in the standings, just flip them as Ficacci comes into this race just 4 points above Christopher Hill. Take a look. We'll pull up the point standings right now. You can see that 4 points. The 2 race winners so far this season, Steve Ficacci and Christopher Hill. Ficacci with 4, Hill with 3. Darren Treacle going to try and upset that balance there and try and take a victory. And maybe he could even somehow sneak back into the championship fight if those two encounter some trouble here tonight. We've seen them have close moments. We've seen both drivers come up against lap traffic and some scary moments over the last few weeks for them. But we should be wrapping up qualifying, and it does appear that it is going to be Darren Treacle with the pole time. Nobody able to beat his lap. Like you said, going to be a little change there from the norm that we've seen here these last 7 races.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing how these 3 are going to race. These have pretty much been, I would say, the top 3 in the series, and you can also say the top 4 with Adam Pohl, Brian Kennedy, Poblano, Vapa, and Lennox. Pretty much this entire top 8, top 9, even top 10 have been the top 10 drivers so far that we've been able to see. And no offense to anybody else, but those guys tend to be, we see them up there in the top 10s, constantly fighting for spots, along with Colin Kortnick as well. So looking forward to this, and like I said, I'm really excited to see how this race is going to turn out here as we're gridding.
Yeah, we are headed to the starting grid. Let's see where your favorite drivers are starting in tonight's race. Rolling off from the pole tonight here at Spa, it's going to be Darren Treacle, the number 70 machine. He takes that top spot over Christopher Hill, who is in second in the championship standings. Going to start second here tonight. Both great laps from those two. in the mid 212s, along with Steve Ficacci in third. Adam Pohl going to be rolling off from fourth tonight. Fifth position is going to be Michael Pavolano. Sixth position, we have Stefan Vappa. Seventh is going to be Peter Lanik. Eighth, Brian Kennedy. Ninth is Rafael Torres. And Dean Tooling going to be rounding out the top 10.
And Fletcher will be rolling off 11th. Ryan Waldo, I love that name still. Awesome. I love it. Starting up in 12th. Colin Kortnick 13th. Scott Kim 14th. Nicholas Matthews rolling off 15th. Yarvik Bialik will be rolling off 16th. Colin Crocker will be rolling off 17th. Pablo Corrales rolling off 18th. Joseph Guitries, I hope I got that right, 19th. And Sten Sallier will be rolling off 20th.
21st tonight, Peter Yerkes. 22nd, Mike Nickham. 23rd, Barry Bocaner. 24th, Stephen Tenney. 25th, Carlos Bonds. 26th, John Wood. 27th, Matthew Stover. 28th, Robert Benson. 28 drivers here tonight from Spa. Going to be a really, hopefully, exciting race, especially with Darren Treacle up in front here. That's going to shake things up from the norm that we have come to expect. But, of course, cheer on your favorite driver in chat. Let us know you're out there, who you're rooting for. And around the halfway point of this race, we'll also do a vote for Driver of the Day. And we'll interview the winner of that vote at the end of the race. And we do want to thank the sponsors, Beltway Brewing Company and SEO Mike, for sponsoring this series and helping put on these broadcasts. You'll hear more from them also at the halfway break. We are about to get rolling here. Pace car is pulling off. Aaron Treacle, Christopher Hill going to be leading us to the green flag tonight. So looks like we just got to go through a couple corners to get to the start finish line. It's nice they roll them off on the back side of the racetrack.
This is a big track. Take a while to get all the way around, but it's not gonna. These guys are not gonna get a lot of heat in the tires, not a lot of heat in the brakes. So going into turn one, you're gonna see maybe little lockups here as we go into the chicane and off to the final corner, into the zone where we start the race. Treacle on the gas, and we are green from Spa.
Off and away, drivers still filing out of that final corner. Across the start-finish line, clock starts to tick. There's Darren Treacle down on the inside. Christopher Hill going to try and get to his outside. Can't do it that time through turn number one.
Trouble in the first turn.
Oh.
Colin Kortnick is around. Oh, and they're piling into the wreck. Yes, this 27 is involved, and they're still piling up. Kortnick's in it, and a 33 is in it. Scott Kim, the 36 of John Wood is around, and Stover's in it as well.
Go back and take a
Multiple
look
cars
here.
involved.
They were 3 wide, and this was the incident here. He's in the middle of the racetrack, nowhere to go for many of these drivers. Yeah, many piling in there. The 32 of Kortnick, though.
Oh, we got trouble! Christopher Hill is around!
Oh my goodness, championship implications potentially in this one. Christopher Hill sent off the racetrack. Let's go take a look at that. He was racing with, who's that?
He bounced off of Ficacci and spun.
They were all battling hard for the race lead, and yeah, just contact there as Ficacci turned down into the corner, and luckily able to keep it off the wall, but going to lose so much track position because of that.
I think the toe might be knocked out of that car. That car is not rolling at sufficient speed. He's able to get it back going, but you can see that car is not acting like it should be on these corners. Probably has some suspension alignment damage, and curious to see if Steve Ficacci has any damage. As Darren Treacle, he hasn't been able to lead. He's got the clean air. Stefan Vappa gets turned around into the gravel pit.
What happened here? That was the 6th car of Michael Pavolano got into him, sent him around, off into the sand. And again, off the wall, he gets back rolling, but back to 15th, right behind Christopher Hill, who's in 14th now. So wow, what a crazy opening lap here. As Darren Treacle going around the final few corners here, he'll be the 3rd new leader, I believe. He might have led. I think he may have led a couple laps last week during the pit cycle.
Yeah, I'm not sure though. I think he might have. I think Treacle has led a few laps for sure. Whether it be previous weeks, as we got battle for the 4th position. Clint Fletcher, Brian Kennedy, and Rafael Torres Jr. are fighting each other for the top 5. And Pablano's right behind these guys as these guys are stacking up.
Yeah, so hard on the brakes right into turn number 1, and they all close right up on each other, but everybody going to stay off of one another's bumpers. We have completed lap number 1. Darren Treacle out in front by 1.2 seconds, picking up right where he left off in practice and qualifying. And he has got a good gap right now over Steve Ficacci, who may be trying to save his stuff. And we may have a battle developing here. Looks like Brian Kennedy peeking to the outside. Now it's going to be Clint Fletcher and Rafael Torres side by side.
Man, corner really risky to go side by side, and as you can see, Fletcher able to clear Torres, but Torres fights back on that left side, almost gets into him. Kennedy sticking it under, not able to get there. And so going to the corner, I don't remember what turn this is, but it's all good.
That one is, I think it's Bruzel's. I think that's how you say it. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah.
It's a lot of French, and I'm not so good with that. A lot of corners.
A lot of corners here. I can't really remember all the names, but good battling nonetheless all around this track here. As we can see, Peter Lanek trying to go under Ryan Waldo. And man, Waldo, he's up a few spots, already up 4 spots from the start. Started 12th, and along with Clint Fletcher, he's up 5 spots, starting at 11th into 6th. Waldo started 12th and into 8th.
Pavolano went a little bit wide on entry to that corner back there. He has Brian Kennedy all over him. They may have actually swapped positions on that corner. As, yeah, a couple, it's 2 by 2 by 2 pretty much at the moment. Almost like a tandem draft.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit interesting to see how that's developed, as looks like Torres and Clint Fletcher maybe about to do battle here. Torres kind of peaked low, trying to break the draft a little bit. And, yeah, they are going at it right here for the 4th position. There is Torres going to look to the right side. He is going to take him.
Oh! Barely missed it. It's going to get tight off this corner. He's going to almost over the sausage curb. Able to miss Pavolano. Pavolano almost got into the back of Torres, and they're able to get it all situated. And man, that could have been a way worse situation. Everybody gets sorted out, luckily, and just narrowly avoiding catastrophe there.
Yeah, indeed. We may have had an issue with Sten Stellier, who is on pit road now. I'm not sure what happened with him. Might have got turned around down here coming into the final few corners. Take a look. Oh, just electing to bring it to pit road. Not sure why he did that, but got to be one of the first drivers to make it there. Battle here.
And Pavolano. Oh man, Torres drives it into the corner. Wow. Peter Lanek gets around Ryan Waldo for the 7th position.
I think we saw pretty much these same guys, 4th, 5th, and 6th last week, and some pretty intense battles between Torres and Pavolano late in the race at Long Beach.
And then last week I think it was Adam Pohl and Pavolano got into it, and Pohl would end up getting spun around. I'm not sure if it was Pavolano, but it was a great battle until that last lap, and it's got a little contact with each other and spun some guys around. But it's like they, hopefully we don't have any situations like that. But I'll tell you, closing up into the top 10 is Christopher Hill. He, after that spin on lap 1 off the Camel straightaway, he's starting to close up on these guys that are battling. Now they're well behind the top 3 of Adam Pohl, Darren Treacle, and Steve Ficacci. But Christopher Hill is trying to lose the least amount of points to Steve Ficacci as he can, as these laps keep winding down and these races keep winding down at the end of the season.
Yeah, this one reminds me of our first race at Le Mans. It was he got spun on the first lap after having a slowdown and getting turned from behind. He made a great recovery. Ended up, I believe, 5th or 6th in that race, and really limited the damage. And that's why the points battle, as close as it is coming into tonight.
Send by the 70s, the 777 into the corner, goes a little wide. This guy's backed it up here off the corner. Wow, what a send by Torres, and wasn't able to get the pass completed on Fletcher. But now behind the Pavolano and Peter Lanek and Ryan Waldo close in. Lanek's going to run Pavolano really short to that corner, as Christopher Hills ran up under the back of Brian Kennedy and Dean Tooling.
Yeah, this line of race cars following Clint Fletcher there as they head up Eau Rouge. It's, yeah, there's a battle now, possibly. Yeah. Clint Fletcher, Rafael Torres.
Hey, see that draft on the straightaway, how Torres was able to peek right now. Now we see Lanik trying to take advantage of Fletcher on the camel stretch, and Pavolano's going to get by, and Fletcher's going to lose 3, now even 4 spots possibly to Ryan Waldo.
I wonder if he had a time penalty, maybe ran a little
He
wide
might have,
off
yeah.
that uphill corner there. And yeah, now he's got Ryan Waldo behind him, Brian Kennedy and Christopher Hill, who is driving like a madman right now, trying to make up spots back in the top 10. He's gotten by Dean Tulane. Next one in his sights, Brian Kennedy, who's also been driving pretty hard here. He's already had his own share of incidents. And
Yeah.
these guys definitely racing it up back here. Is up at the front, though. Darren Treacle still hanging on to a 1.1 second lead over Steve Ficacci, and about a quarter of the way through this event.
For sure, and it'll be interesting once we have pit stops. Is Ficacci trying to save his tires, trying to preserve his tires for the end of the race here, and try to maybe run down Darren Treacle in the end of this race here, as we got a battle for, I believe, the 8th position. And Christopher Hill is catching up to these guys. Very important for the points battle. And I'd love to see the view from Christopher Hill and what he's seeing in front of him, these guys battling.
We'll go on board to the helmet cam right now. They are making moves right here in front of him. Brian Kennedy looked left, looked right, and he's going to try and stick the nose in there. The door gets shut, though. Ryan Waldo still hanging on to the 8th position. Brian Kennedy right on his tail. Does Christopher Hill send it in here?
He's going to try to see if he can try to capitalize on the end of the corner here and see what happens here. See if we can get that run. He's underneath Kennedy, lights up the rear tires, not able to get on the gas. Now he'll go down this front stretch, and then we'll start the camel straight up through Rouge, and we'll see what Hill will do. He'll have a big run here.
Oh, car around in front of him. Torres.
Oh, Torres is red. He's coming back up in the middle of the track, and everybody misses him, and whew, that was close.
I saw that. We saw a battle. He went to the inside of that was Peter Lanik, and then just lost the back end coming out of the corner, and a dangerous position, but able to thankfully avoid everything as he is sliding around right now in front of Nicholas Matthews.
Those rear tires are lit up, I could see on that back after spinning. He's gonna have to hold on to this car as we see the guys up ahead of him. Christopher Hill able to pass Ryan Waldo and get another spot, but be interested to see if Torres can hold on to this car. Those tires are probably really hot after spinning around off turn 1.
Yeah, and Christopher Hill closing in on Brian Kennedy now. He almost made a move there down the far end of the racetrack and through this long right-hand downhill sweeper. Gonna stay right with him. Just one car length back to the left they go. Downhill again. This track's so interesting with the elevation changes. You go up very fast and then you gradually go downhill for pretty much the rest of the track. There is another uphill section slightly that they're going to be approaching here in a moment, but Christopher Hill definitely on the move back up to P8. And we do have a bit of something that happened at the front. Steve Ficacci now 2.3 seconds back, so he must have had a moment, lost some time, and not in danger of losing second, but not able to keep up with Darren Treacle right now.
Yeah, Darren Treacle is setting the pace for this race, as you can tell. He is starting to open up that gap on pretty much our most dominant driver of the year, I should say, in Steve Ficacci in that 00 car. He's opened up quite a big lead, and be interesting to see after pit stops if he can keep that lead and if he can cruise home to this victory and lead every single lap like his competitors in Steve Ficacci and Christopher Hill have this entire season.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see if they do that. How about this battle a little farther back?
Hill is pitting.
Oh, interesting strategy. Going to do the short pit.
Be interesting to see. Now it's going to be interesting to see where he comes out of the pits, if he has any traffic, as we see all these cars passing by him, all spots that he's going to lose. Remember, no cautions. If a caution does come out, he shouldn't have any problem, falling back behind them, but there are no cautions in the series, so he won't have to worry about falling behind these guys, getting trapped behind all these guys. But he's definitely the first guy to pit, and I'd be interested to see if it drags any of the leaders, especially any guys in the points, as we got a battle for the 5th position.
Yeah, actually battle for 4th. Peter Lanik right here in front of Clint Fletcher and Michael Pavolano, and these guys have just been going at it all race long from 4th on back. And it looks like Lanik going to be able to, Clint Fletcher able to clear Pavolano and get back up into the 5th position. So Michael Pavolano making moves and gaining positions, then losing them here over the last couple of laps. He is still all over Fletcher, and then Lanik starting to trying to drive away from that.
Now, Peter Lanek has been on the move lately. I think he lost a few spots in the beginning of the start, but after these last few laps, he's really been starting to turn up the pace, and he's gained a few spots back and up 3 positions now from his starting position now. So Peter Lanek's starting to have things going in the right direction. He's got a little bit of ways to catch Adam Pohl and Steve Vicacci, but yeah, he's definitely faster than these guys behind him with Clint Fletcher and Pavolano.
That is sure. And Christopher Hill, taking a look at him, he is stuck here between Barry Bocaner and Scott Kim, and right now all over the 47 of Bocaner.
Moves Bocaner out of the way almost. Bocaner able to hang on to the position, as this is really not helping Christopher Hill gain any spots, as now Scott Kim closes up under the back of these guys. Kim underneath Bocaner goes wide a little bit with the 47 as Hill passed these guys, but definitely going to be holding up Christopher Hill a little bit, and on his quest of trying to get those spots with that shortcut.
Does have about 5 seconds of clear track in front of him, though, up to Carlos Bonds, who rides in 16th all by himself, he has about 9 seconds up to the next car, and Peter Yerxa. And then Stefan Vapa, side-by-side contact there with Yakov Bialik and Nicholas Matthews right here as well. There's some intense battles going on. Matthews, no rear end on that race car.
He doesn't have a trunk. He does not have a trunk on that 55 car. Be interesting to see how it's affecting him on the straightaways, but just above. And around goes Matthews into the wall. Into the 18 of Peter Yerxa, and Yerxa a ton of left front damage, and Nicholas Matthews with no front end.
Yeah, that is a big hit there for Matthews and also Yerxa. It's really going to affect their races here from here on out. But going to try and have to recover from that 14th and 15th. Matthews actually didn't even lose any, or he lost a couple spots, I guess, right there to Stefan Vapa and Yakov Bialik as they go side by side. Oh, and Vapa's going to miss the corner almost.
Man, almost. Ooh, that could have been not good.
Yeah, that was very, very close. There is, I believe, a bit of a runoff road there, but not really the ideal way to make it around. And he does stay on the racetrack.
There's a lot of battles all over this track, and I tell you, the most interesting battle on this track, even with all those tracks behind them, has been that battle for the 4th position with Pavolano, Brian Kennedy, Clint Fletcher, and Peter Land. These guys have been battling and brawling each other for the last 7 laps. These guys are really going at it.
And right now it is Peter Lanek hanging on to 4th, but Clint Fletcher closing back in, trying to get there with the pressure on. Brian Kennedy's gotten around Michael Pavolano, who's started to go the wrong way now. He had gained a few spots, but I think he may have heated up the tires just a little bit too much. We've seen in prior races he can be very aggressive in the early stages of a race, and that may be costing him here. I think running the low downforce package tonight.
Yeah, probably long straightaways. Definitely want to be kind of streamlined up on these straightaways here. But he does have a little bit of rear end damage, as I'm noticing on that number 6. Bright red number 6 BMW. As you can see, it kind of closes up here with Fletcher and Lanek. Lanek's been able to stay ahead of these guys, but he's constantly been having to be on defense mode. But as we go down this long straightaway here, it'll be interesting to see how much Fletcher can catch up to the back of that 294.
Definitely great battles around the racetrack tonight. Darren Treacle out in front of all of it now, 3.7 seconds up the road. He has got this place dialed in. And Vicacci just does not have an answer at the moment. We'll have to see through pit stops how it all shakes out, though. Christopher Hill still in 17th. Has not been able to make up any more positions, but he has closed up now to Carlos Bonds. That would be from 16th. And then about 3 more seconds up the road is Nicholas Matthews, who has all that damage on his race car.
Damage, yeah.
Christopher Hill a bit wide up the hill there. That might cause a time penalty. We'll have to see. But right on the back of Carlos Bonds now, might be able to make a move here down into Lacombe.
Good French. Yeah, that was
Lacombe.
Good. Yeah, there you go. That was good.
It's Americanized French. That's as good as it's going to get. But yeah, he gets the position away. 16th now, Christopher Hill takes it from Carlos Bonds. Nicholas Matthews, next one in line. But just some information about his time on pit road. 28.6 total seconds and 8.9 in the box. We'll have to see what it adds up to for these leaders when they eventually do bring it in.
For sure. It'll be interesting to see how much you can get through there. As we can see, we are halfway already through this race. 20 minutes, 8 laps in. Running in a lot. I tell you, this battle for fourth, once again, kind of calming down, but Clint Fletcher is not letting Peter Lanek get out of his sights. I've been starting to notice as we go down that Camel straight after Rouge, there's about a 5-mile-per-hour difference from being the leading car to the car that's in the draft. As I saw that last straightaways, here we go. Fletcher looking up the inside, peeks right back behind Lanek. Kennedy closes into him onto that 17. That's a vibrant colored car, let me tell you. Clint Fletcher has, but this battle has been going on for laps. It's the beginning of the race, so these guys have been the best battle on the track so far.
Fletcher got a really good run out of that last corner, but not going to be able to use that. They dive into turn number 1. Might get a good drive off here. He got through the center of the corner really, really well there, and he is going to be in striking distance, I think, by the end of the Kemmel Straight.
Interesting, he is draft distance. So as we go up a Rouge, the front end of that car is going to push a little bit more, not being right up in that, as they say, arrow push. As Peter Lanek goes left, and now Fletcher goes to the right, side by side as they'll go into turn number 4. Clint Fletcher will take over that position, able to clear him with no real fight there. As Lanek almost gets into the back end of him, and now Brian Kennedy is going to close up to Peter Lanek.
Yeah, that was as close as it gets. Just overshot the braking zone, did Lanek. But Clint Fletcher able to win that battle. Finally gets it done, up to 4th now. He's got 9 seconds to catch Adam Pohl, and I just, at the rate that they've been going, I don't see that happening without mistakes from these top 3. But we've already seen some mistakes from drivers up towards the front tonight, so it is not unprecedented. We could definitely see it. As we are approaching halfway in this race, though, time is going to run out for many of these drivers. Going to have to continue to move forward. Christopher Hill has made up a couple more spots. Colin Kortnick brought it in to pit roads as well in this race very early on. In that, actually. He's a bit farther back.
Also brought it in as well. Be interesting to see what Tulane, not Tulane. I will say, somebody did ask for a Dean Tulane update. I think he's kept it pretty clean. He's P8, but our leader Darren Trico hasn't pitted yet, and Steve Ficacci as well. They have yet to pit as well, and along with Adam Pohl, so they should be coming in here within the next 2 or 3 laps, I would assume, and they'll get her to the end on fuel.
Yeah, 1 pit stop races is what we've seen all season. These 40-minute races, that's basically, it's going to be pretty much the same. We do see a race car come on.
Brian Kennedy and Michael Pavolano coming to the pits, trying to do the undercut on Peter Lanek and Clint Fletcher, who have been going at it still for these last few laps here. I believe Lanek got into, Fletcher off that final corner in turn 21 through that chicane.
Yeah, they are still all over each other here. Stefan Vapa going to be promoted up into the top 10 for the moment as drivers do bring their cars on the pit road. Christopher Hill continuing to make up ground back into 13th now. He'll take those spots from Pavolano and Kennedy. So that is a good sign for him. If he ends up in front of them, he'll be back up in the top 5. We got a car spinning. Who is that? Oh. That is the 77 of Kennedy out of pit road.
Kennedy out of pit road. Cold tires. That is not the ideal situation that he was looking for. He was right with that battle with Peter Lanek and Clint Fletcher. Now he's going to lose that draft. I believe he's trying to gain time on Pavolano, who came behind him in the pits and trying to not lose too much time, who came in front of him off the pits, and he just lit up the rear tires and spun it around.
Yeah, just a little too eager there to get going, and he was in the middle of the racetrack. That is a scary sight if you're exiting turn number 1. Able to get it rolling, though. He rides 18th, and he'll make a few more spots as drivers in front of him do bring it down pit road. But Darren Treacle just running away with it right now. 5.8 seconds. This is as dominant a performance we've seen in any race this season, really.
For sure, yeah. It's on the matches with Steve Ficacci and Christopher Hill have been able to do these past few weeks, and Darren Treacle trying to add his name into the hat of winners this year, as we've only had 2, and trying to be the 3rd winner this season, as we could say. And speaking of gaining positions and losing positions, on the gain is Christopher Hill, who's jumped Michael Pavolano and jumped Brian Kennedy, who spun off the pits there. But Christopher Hill is now ahead of them. Be interesting to see where everybody else shakes out. As we have Clint Fletcher. Clint Fletcher's going to bring it into pit lane here.
Yeah, that bright black and multicolor BMW M8 GTE brings it onto pit road. Yeah, it is very creative. That is for sure. I see a couple other cars farther back going to be pulling it down pit road as well. I think Rafael Torres, one of those, and it looks like Callan Crocker.
Crocker as well. I believe Jarvik Bilek is coming in as well. So I would assume these next lap or two that we're going to start having everybody come into pit road here, including our leader, Darren Treacle.
Yeah, going to be pretty close, and we are going to cut.
Got a spin in the chicane. Oh, and there's contact with Colin Kortnick as his day goes from bad to worse. More damage, but Stefan Tenney went around.
Stefan Tenney trying to find him here. There he is. Go back and take a look. Oh, yeah, just loses the back end. Car gets out from underneath him. He gets rolling again. Yeah, 32, nowhere to go. I think he did just barely tap him there. But Tenney pulls it on to pit road. The leaders, the top 8 still yet to bring it down. Christopher Hill finds himself in the top 10 in 9th as we are past halfway and going to go to a quick commercial break. Hear from the sponsors of tonight's series.
Welcome to V-Speed, your home for sim racing excitement, providing dramatic moments from iRacing and beyond. We offer broadcasting for leagues across iRacing with specialized packages to help grow your league and advertise your sponsors.
I think, and right now Stravato with that advantage. It's half a car length the difference between first and second going into turn 1. He gives the bumper to Connor Horn.
These two have gone all year to get to this point. Jacob Shorba drifting up the racetrack. They make contact. The 88 goes around. The 95 goes around. The 12 caught in it.
Our design team can help you create anything from paint schemes to sim rig parts with expertise in both 2D and 3D design with 3D printing capabilities. Looking to get into broadcasting yourself? We can help you design and operate custom overlays to make your stream look as professional as possible. Our team can create and manage custom merchandise sales for you and your team. Check out our shop to see what we have in stock and how we can create some awesome merch for you. Check out our race replays on YouTube or catch us live weekly on Twitch. Visit us at vspeedsim.com to see how we can help you on your iRacing journey.
Beltway Brewing Company is located in Sterling, Virginia, and proudly represents the DMV area. Check out their lineup of unique IPAs, lagers, sours, stouts, and even seltzers. Savory and delicious empanadas by Peruvian Brothers are now available in their tap room. For all things Beltway, go to beltwaybrewco.com and follow at Beltway Brew Co. on social media. SEO Mike helps businesses of all sizes achieve higher search engine rankings to drive more traffic and increase sales. Contact SEO Mike today for a free website evaluation and quote. Mention this ad for 15% off your initial setup. SEO Mike, marketing websites on the internet since 1997. Visit SEOMike.com. Beltway Brewing Company, Cajun Fire, and Black Viking Breweries have joined together to brew this year's edition of Black is Beautiful with a unique twist. Beignets straight from New Orleans.
There go the fresh beignets.
Straight from New Orleans. Woo!
That's how it's done.
These delightful pastries combined with Madagascar vanilla beans and caramel malt bring a creme brulee quality to this stout and delicately balance the bold chocolate notes of the dark malt. Pouring a luxurious onyx hue, this big, easy drinking stout will reward you for supporting diversity in craft brewing. targeting a launch date of February 19th, 2022. Learn more at beltwaybrewco.com. And back at the racetrack now, we've got our driver of the day vote up, and Darren Treacle has retaken the lead as it was Peter Lanik who stayed out an extra lap or two and trying to lead a lap there, didn't end up doing so. So Darren Treacle has still led every single lap of this race. Got a 4.9 second lead over Steve Ficacci, and then 11.3 seconds back to Adam Pohl, who rides in third for the moment. Christopher Hill, though, is charged all the way back up to fourth. And
we got a battle for fifth.
The battle.
I tell ya.
Yeah, battle behind him. Peter Lanik exiting pit road in front of Michael Pavolano and Clint Fletcher, right where they left off, as Pavolano looks to the right side, but Fletcher going to give a bit of a draft there to Lanik. Down into...
In there.
Oh!
He's going to get it, Lanik, and he spins him!
Oh my goodness, such a hard battle here.
In the middle of the track! They would have backed it up. Pavolano, I think, feels bad. He's going to let Peter Lanik go by, and Lanik flashes the lights, not happy.
That is going to cost all of them many positions right there. Stefan Vapa able to take advantage of that. He'll move up to 8th now. Rafael Torres into 9th, and Pavolano all the way back to 10th after battling for what was 4th position for quite some time. This is going to be a disappointing finish for him, I think. You know, he had a shot maybe at a top 5, and that's just gone out the window altogether. But Clint Fletcher in the 5th position securely now. Dean Tulane has he's had a great race tonight up to 6th.
I think he should have been one of our driver of the days. I ain't gonna lie. Dean Tulane, man, he's having himself a race.
Right now, the options: Clint Fletcher, Ryan Waldo, and Christopher Hill. Christopher Hill, of course, making that incredible recovery after the spin earlier in the race. Clint Fletcher, who's been up here in the top 5, started 11th though.
He's be in 4th, right? Oh no, 5th. Sorry, yeah. So he's gonna be up 6 positions, and Ryan Waldo, who lost a few positions.
Oh no, Fletcher goes around.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me! The commentator curse.
And then the commentator blessing for Dean Tulane.
Gotta be kidding me!
I can't believe that. I had the camera on him, and he just lost it there, the second to last corner. As we have another car going off.
Pavolano.
Yeah, that was Pavolano into pit road. Probably either going to call it a night after his mistake there, or just going to try and get some damage repaired. May have some problems with that race car.
I tell you, this has been crazy. Dean Tulane has went from 10th to 8th to 5th in 2 laps.
That is just wild. I mean, and this is a big racetrack and big distances to make up. He is just
he's been getting through it, and now the battle that was for 5th is now the battle for 6th, and it's once again between Peter Lanik and Clint Fletcher. Just like it was a lap ago. And now Stefan Vapa and Rafael Torres are starting to come into the picture.
Yeah, they ride 8th and 9th. Ryan Waldo breaks into the top 10 once again. Going to be a good performance from him here tonight. Started 12th up into the top 10. You know what? I think the battle for 3rd may not be over. We've got 8 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Adam Pohl, about a second a lap slower than Christopher Hill over these last few laps, and that gap is now down to 3.4 seconds.
Man,
it could be very tight.
If Christopher Hill can get 3rd, he's only going to lose, I think, a point to Ficacci going into Sonoma next week. And Sonoma's it's a wild track. Anything can happen at Sonoma. Anything can happen any week that can tighten up this points battle a little more. So I'm curious to see if Christopher Hill can run down Adam Pohl.
That would be extremely impressive and kind of unexpected, honestly. So much distance to make up after the early mistake, and this will be the second time this season that we've seen a recovery like that. The gap's still just right around 3 seconds, so it's not impossible. He'll have 8 minutes to make up 3 seconds. It sounds like a tall order, but the speed, he was 0.8 faster that lap, so it'll be about 3 or 4 more laps to go in this race, and that'll put him right on the back bumper of the 15 machine of Adam Pohl.
Guys, for battling for 6th here between Peter Lanik, Clinton Fletcher, these guys have both spun. Now the guy behind them is Stefan Vapa, who hasn't, or well, he actually did spin, I think, early in the race, but he was able to get it back going. So his tires aren't as hot as the guys ahead of him in the 294 and the 17 car of Clinton Fletcher. They have both spun very recently, where Vapa, I believe, only spun early in the race. So he's got relatively cooler tires than the two cars ahead of him do, but he does have the draft, so he's able to stick with them. Any mistake from these two ahead of him, Vapa can definitely capitalize, and Rafael Jr. Torres is right behind us. We see Lanik diving to the inside of Clint Fletcher.
This has been the danger zone all race long. So many incidents right in that corner. That's actually going to push Clint Fletcher off the track, just a couple tires off the track there as he tries to pull a crossover now. Gets right up behind Lanik again.
Here it goes. Showing a nose, not going to do it. Lanik kind of missed the corner, but able to stay in front. Vapa closing in on Fletcher, and Torres is starting to close in on Vapa. A 4-car battle for the 6th position. This battle is not going to end until that checkered flag flies, I can tell you that. Unless they all wreck each other, which I would hate to see, but nothing's out of the question.
Yeah, it's already happened a couple times in this race where we've seen contact amongst these drivers racing for what was at one point the 4th place battle now finds itself to be the 6th place battle. But they are, yeah, they're actually well behind Dean Tooley, and I thought I saw another car out in front of them, but that is the lap machine. I think that's Pablo Corrales, yeah, the 26th position. Only one driver out of this race. That is Mike Nickham, who just fell out of the race 3 laps ago. Robert Benson, 27th, 1 lap down. Corrales, 1 lap down. Stencelier, 1 lap down. Joseph Guidretis in 24th, also 1 lap down. So 23 on the lead lap. Very, very impressive. Even around this very large racetrack, it's a tricky place to navigate, you know, at a high speed. And
Sure.
They're doing a good job tonight.
They are. Been a lot of battles, a little bit of contact all went out around the packs. We got one car off the track. In the chicane, that's Pablo Corrales. The thing letting the guys go is we see Rafael Torres is pitting. That's interesting to see. But let me tell you, this battle for the 6th position, now the 7th position with Stefan Vapa and Clint Fletcher has been the battle all race. They've been getting into each other, spinning around, and they close right on back up to each other. So this has been the best racing of the day that I've been able to see here. As we can see, hats off to Darren Trico, who has been just on it. Led every lap so far. He has been on it all day and pulling about he's got a 5.5 second lead over the, or arguably say the best driver in the series, in Steve Ficacci.
Yeah, Ficacci, solid race though here in second, doing what he needs to do to maintain his championship lead. How about this battle for third? Maybe starting to develop. Christopher Hill now under 2 seconds behind Adam Pohl, and he may just get close enough to put some pressure on, might be able to get to his back bumper, you know, in the final few corners, and maybe just sneak a nose in there and get underneath, try and make a move, as actually Adam Pohl stuck behind a lap machine right now. Who is that? Is Guidretis in the 89 right here in front of him, who is running about 2 seconds a lap slower than Adam Pohl, and right now not getting out of the way.
It's holding him up, and you see him flashing lights, letting him know that, hey, I'm battling for a podium position. And now that Christopher Hill, he's turning about a 1/2 second lap faster than Adam Pohl. Pohl is starting to get a little worried here, and I'm sure he'd like to fight off Christopher Hill with his own car instead of having a lap car get in the way. Good move by Joseph
Guidretis.
Led up as Christopher Hill is pitting.
Oh man, that's unexpected.
Oh, I forgot he pitted early, and this may not be good. Maybe he's just going to top off on fuel, and Dean Tooley is going to go to 4th. I think we should put him as one of the driver of the days, let me tell you.
Oh
but
man, yeah, we missed out on that one.
I tell you, Dean Tooley's been doing great, as we can see. I believe Christopher Hill, if he gets out in time, he's going to get out right now. He's going to be in the battle with Peter Lanik, Clint Fletcher, and Stefan Vapa. So I think it'll make it about a 4-car race. So he's going to come up right ahead of him just before. So he's going to barely miss this battle. Now he's going to be battling back for the position that he just lost in Dean Tooley. So it'll be interesting to see as we have this final closing minutes. Probably about 2 laps to go here for Darren Treacle. But now Christopher Hill's going to have to fight and try to see if he can get by Dean Tooley.
Yeah, the battle for fourth could be developing here. 2 minutes and 38 seconds showing left in this race. Darren Treacle in control by 7 seconds now. He's pulled even more over Steve Ficacci. Adam Pohl in third. No challengers right now. Dean Tulien is 17.8 back from him. So he could spin out twice probably in this race as long as he doesn't hit anything and still come home on the podium. That's how dominant those top three have been. No mistakes really from any of them. And it's just going to end up probably right around where they started in tonight's race. So Dean Tulien up in fourth. Christopher Hill is closing in now 6/10 behind. Peter Lanik about 4 seconds back, is still holding off Clint Fletcher and Stefan Vapa for the moment.
That is for sure at the moment here. As we can see, Fletcher and Vapa are really the only cars that are kind of close. Lanik's starting to open up a gap on these two. Starting to pull away. As this gap for fourth between Dean Tulien and Christopher Hill is starting to heat up, as Hill is starting to catch that 84 car. As Tulien goes wide, and Hill's going to go right under him and get by him back for that fourth position. And Tulien's going to settle in behind and try to, I think he's going to take his fifth place finish. Peter Lanik is a little bit faster than Tulien, about a second faster, I should say. Be interesting to see if he can run him down here.
They just run out of time, 2.6 seconds back to Peter Lanik. But Peter could put down a quick lap. We've seen him run some really good laps around here tonight. Able to basically be out in front of that crazy battle that we had seen throughout the race. He was in the front of it for a good portion, so obviously able to hold off people who have draft behind him. So definitely.
We are on the white flag, so 1 to go. Darian Treacle is obviously, you said, well ahead, put together a perfect race of 19, going to be 19 laps. Hats off to him, absolutely dominating this race, leading every lap. And if he doesn't, as long as he doesn't spin, I don't want to, commentate, curse him, but Darren Treacle, hats off to him. And man, what a great race from him. And gonna add his name as possibly the third winner of the season.
Yeah, he's gonna break the streak of back and forth between Ficacci and Christopher Hill, as those two will still end up in the top 5. Ficacci, yet another podium finish. I don't think he has not finished.
Oh, contact Vapa off the track. Contact between him and Fletcher going off into turn 4 as they go down the Camel Straight. Vapa able to keep it going in the right direction. I don't think he's going to get close to Fletcher, but close battle there. And as we were talking about before that, sorry about cutting you off there, Adam. Come down this straight into the kink. Darren Treacle, man, what a race by him. Able to beat the big dogs, as they would say. But hats off to him, man. Perfect race.
He is going to be very happy about it. I know he was thrilled with podium finishes the last few weeks, but coming through the final couple of corners here, he's got 6.5 seconds over Ficacci. No contest tonight. Darren Treacle takes the win at Spa. Steve Ficacci exiting the final corner. He's going to come home in the second position and maintain that championship lead over Christopher Hill, who been able to hang on to the 4th position. Here comes Adam Pohl. He'll take the final podium spot tonight in the 3rd position. Adam Pohl, great race from him. Started 4th. He ran up in the top 3 for basically the entire event. Christopher Hill, he'll come home in the 4th position. How about Dean Tulien still hanging on to 5th?
He's going to get it.
He is. Peter Lanik not close enough. He closed up about another second, but had to go a little bit farther than that. Has changed for position a little bit farther back. Ryan Waldo with issues, maybe out of fuel.
Yeah, he is. He is coasting at a low amount of speed. One of our driver of the day votes and possible. Oh, wow, that's a tough situation. Out of fuel down the front stretch. I don't know if he's going to make it to the line. He's only cruising at about 20 miles per hour. He is dropping down the order in a tough situation for Ryan Waldo. And he's going to just pull it to the grass. Everybody's going to go by, and that means Colin Crocker's going to move into 9th, and Michael Pabolano is going to get the last car in the top 10. Oh, man, it's a tough situation for Ryan Waldo there, man.
Yeah, definitely a tough situation. Let's see who won the fan vote here tonight. It's actually going to be Clint Fletcher with 67% of the vote. So congrats to him. We'll pull him into the booth here along with the top 3 drivers. Let's actually go right for it here. And we'll pull in Clint Fletcher, who came home in the 7th position. Driver of the day, Clint Fletcher. Let's see, get him in. Clint Fletcher, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
What's up?
This is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Well, Clint, you've been voted driver of the day here tonight. Strong race from you. You finished up here in 7th position, started in 11th. And man, it was a crazy battle. You, Peter Lanik, so many other drivers involved in that tonight. How about this race, man? That was a very exciting one.
Yeah, I guess Spa is just one of the tracks I really like. And so anytime I get a race here, I think I always qualify worse than I can actually do. Which, in just like real racing, the same deal. I qualify terribly. Maybe it's the nerves, but you just get in the race and you're able to push out the laps that you know you can actually do. So I was glad I was able to do consistent laps and get my way back up.
Yeah, it was so much fun watching you guys fight for it. It was the 4th place battle for a while, then it was 5th, and then it was the 6th and 7th place battles as everybody seemed to make contact with one another at some point. But racing hard, it's what you love to see, and ultimately you guys all made it to the checkered flag. So we go to. Oh, go ahead.
All right, there's that 4th place battle, and then I got that slowdown, which I think 3 cars passed me on that back straight, so that was a bummer.
Yeah, we saw changing positions there so many times. It was just, we never knew what was going to happen, who was going to make the next move. But it was definitely so much fun for us to watch here. Hopefully the fans did enjoy that as much as we did. We go to Sonoma next week. How do you feel about going out there?
Sonoma used to be one of my home tracks, so not too far from where I used to live. Hopefully I can do well there.
Awesome. I think that's one of Alex's home tracks
California
too.
Native. I love to hear it, man.
Now residing in Texas, but yes, from California.
All right. Yeah, that's what I like to hear, brother.
All right, Clint. Well, 7th place tonight. We'll do it for you. Driver of the day. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I guess just Scott, Brian, and those guys are hosting these races. Really fun to join this season and look forward to more.
Awesome, Clint. Well, congrats on a great run here tonight, and we'll catch you next week at Sonoma.
Thank you.
Sure, man. Congratulations.
Fletcher, driver of the day. We're going to pull in...
Darren.
We're going to go with 3rd place finisher first, actually, Adam Pohl.
Okay.
And Alec, I believe you are with him.
I am. There we go. Adam Pohl, Alec Martinez, Adam Baker in the V-Speed booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Would like to hear, man. Started 4th, you bring her home 3rd on the podium. Take us through your race, man.
Yeah, my goal coming in was just to keep it clean, and that's what I did. I watched Chris up ahead on that first lap, just getting to the guys and go around. I went, oh crap, but I had a clear line through, and I managed to get a gap on the guys behind me after that first lap, which is so important here because the draft is so strong. So I kept an eye on them in my relative box the whole race and watched them fight amongst themselves, and just that gap slowly grow out. I wish I would have had something a little more to keep up with Steve there, but really happy with my result.
For sure, man. I think it's your second pundit that we've interviewed you for. But next week we go to out to Sonoma, California. How you feeling about that race?
It's a fun track. We'll see where I stack up with everyone, but that's a good one. Some fun elevation. Really hard to pass, but also, if you put in a good qualifying effort, it means you're hopefully going to finish up there too. So that'll be exciting.
For sure, man. And before we let you go and celebrate your podium finish, anybody want to give a shout out to?
Once again, just the guys who set up and run the league here and bring everything together, and the guys who stepped up and sponsored our league as well. SEO Mike, Beltway Brewing, all those guys. So it's awesome to have this to have fun on a Thursday night with.
Absolutely, man. Again, congratulations on your 3rd place finish, man. We look forward to seeing you next week at Sonoma.
Thanks a lot, guys. Good night.
Good night, man. Have a good one.
That is Adam Pohl, 3rd place finisher here tonight. Let's go to Fikachi, who came home in the 2nd position.
Yeah.
Fikachi, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Sure do. How are you guys?
Not
Doing
too
good.
bad, and a nice solid run for you here. You come home runner up after starting in third. Pretty quiet race up there at the front of the field. You didn't really have many battles to speak of, but exactly what you needed here to maintain that championship lead.
Yeah, I was disappointed because I felt like I was putting together a good qualifying lap and threw it away in the final chicane. Um, and not that a starting position makes much difference. The front few cars are very close, but I really just wanted the extra points. So that kind of went wrong, and that kind of bothered me. But I didn't really feel I ever had the pace for Darren. I mean, he was fast in practice and he was fast in qualifying, so I was able to do a few laps behind him. But I don't know. I wasn't really sure where the marks were and whether I should be on curbs or off curbs, and I got frustrated a few laps in and kind of I don't want to say I zoned out, but just wanted to maintain my position at that point. That I just had nothing for him. I was going to crash trying to chase him down.
Yeah, and Christopher Hill had some issues here early on. He was able to recover up to fourth, so that championship battle's still going to be pretty tight. But
Oh yeah.
what were you feeling when you saw he had some problems there early on in the race?
Well, so we went through whatever the corners at the end of the long straight, and I felt him touch me. I don't know if he left a tire up and spun and hit me or whatever, but we definitely made some contact. Like I said, I don't know if the contact was the issue or if the contact was a result of the issue, but at the time I didn't think much of it, and I was like, all right, I just got to try to run down Darren. And then I got, like I said, then I couldn't run down Darren. I got a little frustrated and said, all right, let me just run a safe race here, and then I ponder whether or not I caused Chris's issue or if my race almost ended. It's hard to say when you're in the car and you don't have all the views. Like you said, the race was a little lonely, so I started thinking about these things.
Yeah, I think it was, from what I can recall, very early in the race. I think it was more of a racing incident, but yeah, just hard racing. We saw that a lot here tonight. A lot of passing opportunities, and the long straightaways with the draft made it very interesting. But we're going to go to a little different track next week, a little bit more technical, I would say, at Sonoma. Not nearly as high speed as here, but how do you feel about going out there?
I don't have a ton of laps there, but the laps I do have, I enjoy it. I don't know if I'm very good at it, but I definitely like it. I think the competition's ramped up a little bit, and probably have to put a couple more laps in before these races if I want to stay up front. I mean, for many seasons now, it's been Chris, myself, and Darren kind of at the front of the field, but I noticed the mid-pack's kind of caught up, and there's really not a very defined front, middle, and rear. I mean, it's just a blend, and if you mess up too much, you're going to find yourself in fifth. So, I have to make sure we keep myself up in the front there is what I want to do.
Yeah, and you did keep yourself up there today. You come home in second, going to extend the points lead by at least a couple more points. So, still not a massive cushion, but a little. Every point counts here. So, second place tonight, solid, smooth race. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I think I've been forgetting Beltway Brewery. I've been thanking all our sponsors, and I want to say I've been leaving them off. So this week we're just gonna thank those guys. I want to say they've been sponsors since I've been in this league. So thanks to those guys, and thanks to the BMW chapter that we run with.
Awesome, Steve. Well, great race tonight. Way to bring it home in one piece, nice and clean, and we'll catch you next week at Sonoma.
Thank you.
All right, Steve Ficacci's place finisher. And now we go to our race winner tonight, Darren Treacle, for the first time this season. And Alec, I believe you're with him.
Yes, sir, we are. Darren Treacle, you got a copy. Alec Martinez, Adam Baker in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Yes, sir, man. Last week, you're pretty happy on a podium. I think you finished third last week at Long Beach, and this week you finished at the top of the podium here at Spa, man. How you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. I can't lie. Feels pretty good to finally get a win. Been a long time coming, I feel.
For sure,
Yeah.
man. I mean, heck, you led every lap. You got the pole fastest in practice. Got the triple there, and it seemed like you just were able to. I know you don't want to give your secrets away, but it seemed like you were class in the field tonight. Take us through at least some of it. I mean, I'm sure it was a pretty comfortable drive.
Yeah. Well, I do feel that I was pretty fortunate that Chris spun on the first lap, because I feel like had he not, the outcome might be a little bit different. I mean, I may have still put out the win, but I think he would have put up a fight made me fight for it a little bit more. I don't know if Steve got some damage, if they touched or what, but I had a little bit of time, a little bit of pace on Steve, and was able to inch out just a little bit each lap, which was good because I was anticipating a pit stop snafu. So I was trying, wanted a little extra time just in case, but thankfully everything went okay. But yeah, no, it was a good race. I just tried to get out front, run good, clean, consistent laps, and not make many mistakes. And yeah, to just try to bring home the win. That's basically all I did.
For sure, man. You know, they say when you win a race, if it's boring, it's pretty good. If it's boring for you, man.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. There's something to be said for excitement, but there's also something to be said for a nice, relaxing race.
For sure, man. I can agree with that. Next week, we go back to California, to Sonoma. Obviously, way different track than the last two we've been at. Definitely the track's a lot narrow, but really can cause a lot of mistakes. So how do you feel about going out there next week?
I feel pretty good about Sonoma. It's going to be a tough track. There's a lot of tough braking zones up. There's a lot of hills, off camber or camber turns. So it's going to be a challenge. A lot will depend on what the track temps are going to be. As long as the track temps aren't too hot, there should be some grip. If it gets a little high, the grip level is going to be a little low. California is Chris's home state, so
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I anticipate him to be strong there. I don't know if it's his home track. I don't remember where exactly he is in relation to Sonoma, but he knows the track. I'm pretty sure of that.
I did not know that. Well, I appreciate you letting me know that. Another California native.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Well, I appreciate you, man. Again, congrats on the win. Now, before we let you go, on to next week and celebrate your win tonight. Anybody want to give a shout out to?
Sure. I'll give a shout out to my insurance agency, Treacle Insurance Agency, Haggerty Insurance Motorsports as well. And then, of course, the title sponsors, SEO Mike and Sten over at Beltway Brewery. And then, of course, you guys for putting on the good broadcast, and then Scott for setting it all up.
Well, for sure, man. We appreciate it again. Congratulations on your dominant win here at Spa.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you next week at Sonoma.
I look forward to it. Thank you, guys.
Awesome, man. Have a good one.
You too.
That is Darren Treacle, race winner here tonight at Spa. Dominating performance, as you said there, Alec. He leads every single lap, and that's been the common theme here these last few races. He does exactly what Ficacci and Hill have done, and he gets his first victory of the season and breaks their streaks of being the only two winners so far this season. Let's look at the rest of the results and the recap here tonight. No lead changes as Treacle led the entire way. He takes the victory over Steve Ficacci. Adam Pohl comes home with a podium finish. Nice solid race from him. Christopher Hill, what a recovery, able to charge back up into fourth. Dean Tulien comes home in the fifth position. Sixth tonight was Peter Lannick. Seventh, Clint Fletcher, as those two battled all night long. Stefan Vappa comes home in eighth. Alan Crocker, he'll finish in ninth here tonight in, I believe, his debut to the series.
For sure.
Yeah, and Michael Pavolino, comes home in the 10th position. Yeah, what a great run, up 8 spots in his first race and gets a nice top 10 here.
For sure. And Jarvik Bilek is going to bring it home 11th. Scott Kim 12th. Colin Kortnick 13th. Peter Yerxa 14th. Barry Bocaner gets top 15. Nicholas Matthews 16th. John Wood 17th. Carlos Bonds 18th. Brian Kennedy 19th. And Stephen Tenney in 20th.
21st was Matthew Stover. 22nd, Ryan Waldo. 23rd, Rafael Torres. 24th was Joseph Guidretis. 25th, Sten Cellier. 26th, Robert Benson. 27th was Pablo Corrales. And rounding out the field tonight, an earlier exit was Mike Nickum. So 28 drivers, I believe, a record here for these guys. That is awesome to see. We do want to thank all the fans that came out to watch tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. And we'll be back on Tuesday with the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. Trying to remember where we're at there. I can't recall at the moment, but looking forward to that one on Tuesday night, 8:25 p.m. in the NASCAR Next Gen machines, and we'll be right back here on Thursday with the BMW Car Club of America from Sonoma. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm very familiar with that track from the NASCAR coverage that we've done. But any final thoughts before we head out for tonight?
Yeah, man, this points battle again, another interesting little twist going into it. So I'm excited to see next week Sonoma. I mean, like you said, a track we're familiar with, and it's a track I've been able to see in real life and see how guys are able to break into the corners and how the surface actually is, and the way the track actually works. So Sonoma's a beautiful venue. It's really nice out in wine country in California. So I'm looking forward to seeing that one, another home track, I would say. So like I said, looking forward to this, and this points battle, man. This points battle continues to close up, and Steve Focacci is trying everything he can, but I tell you, Christopher Hill is not letting him get away, and if he is, he's letting him get away by the thinnest of margins as you can get. Gaining a point here, gaining a point there, and nothing much. It all will come down to next week. Whoever is able to make the least amount of mistakes is going to win this championship between Focacci and between Hill. I'll say this, and if something happens to those two, any one of those two, it's really going to be interesting to see who it happens to, and does Focacci widen out his lead, or does Christopher Hill get that gap close back? And like Darren said, which I didn't know, Christopher, it's one of his home tracks, so obviously that pushes you a little harder. Try to go and even win that event. And if Christopher can actually do that, that'll be interesting, and it's going to be where Focacci can finish, or if not, Focacci can take him down. So, be going interesting until those last 2 weeks. I'm really excited to see what these guys are going to put on. I'm sure Sonoma will put on a great show for us and for everybody watching. So, I hope the viewers enjoyed the night. Great racing, great battles around the track, and a dominant win by Darren Treacle. And again, congratulations to him. 3 winners on the season. Like I said, this season has been absolutely amazing. I'm so glad I've been able to call this series, and I've enjoyed it a lot.
I have as well, and I think Darren Treacle, technically may still be in the fight for the championship as well with his performance tonight. So we'll have to crunch the numbers here, but what an amazing race tonight! So much action around this racetrack, and thank you for tuning in. You can find us at all these social media links you see on your screen, and we'll be right back here on Tuesday night with the Below the WL Cup Series. You can also visit us at vspeedsim.com to see what other services and products we offer. And thank you so much. Have a great night.